Welcome to a little bit of a different video because it's Mental Health Awareness Month and I wanted to do a more informative video because I haven't really done one. Got myself my iced coffee. So, how's everyone doing? I hope y'all are doing well. We're gonna get to talking about how I'm doing. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, it's Mental Health Awareness Month as I'm filming May 6th. So I kind of wanted to just kind of like unpack things a little bit, you know, talk about like my past, what it was like for me growing up, like specifically related to like mental health, but also like say some facts about myself. I'm thinking I'm gonna go over like the whole mental health thing first. As a disclaimer, I'm gonna give a trigger warning for just talking about like anxiety, depression, nothing like very specific, but just like if those two topics make you uncomfortable or you don't want to hear about it, totally fine. You can either skip ahead, I'll put a timestamp, or you can just leave, watch a different video of someone who's maybe like a little cooler, but you know, whatever. So just to get that out of the way, I want to say that so that you guys don't have to listen if you don't want to and that you know ahead of time. But it's not going to be anything like too specific. I just kind of want to like go into that a little bit. I have notes on my phone, by the way, so if you see me looking at my phone, that's why. So for those of you who don't know, my name is Taya. Confusing to spell, I know, but I like my name. I am a high school graduate. I graduated a year ago and I am currently pursuing music. My big dream is to like have music be my full-time job in the future, by God's grace. Yeah, so that's just a little bit basic background information. So basically, what we're gonna be talking about is depression and anxiety, first off. So I'm just gonna like dive right in. I am currently dealing with depression, just like as a thing. It's just, you know, I never really know how to tell people because I always like feel like they're gonna be like, oh no. And sometimes it's probably hard to tell to anyone who's gone through it. I think you can like understand like that feeling where you're like, when you're out and about and you're with your friends and they don't think like anything of it. I get that. So I'm just gonna go back to when I first like dealt with a depressive episode. It was during the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020. Around that point, I was, I think, just out of 8th grade because I live in Texas. I think it hit Texas like March. And so I had finished the rest of my 8th grade online. I'm homeschooled, by the way, but I took some online classes and stuff. I just probably turned 13. You know, everything locked down. The world felt like it was ending, right? But you know, I think it was the case for a lot of people back then. I know like some members of my family too, like kind of experienced that feeling because you just like couldn't do anything. Like you couldn't like see people in person except for the people like you're living with your family maybe, but if you live by yourself, I couldn't even imagine like what that would be like for the people living by themselves. It was like hell, you know? So like a little situation like that. So I was 13, as I've said, and I feel like summers had always been rough for me because I'm very introverted and I have social anxiety and I'm also autistic, and so like getting together with people was already so hard, but then I couldn't do it all. I couldn't go out or like do anything or see my friends, and so I kind of hit just like this extreme low for like the first time in my life that I can remember. Like I'd had like sad moments before, like everybody has sad moments, but it was just like this constant thing for like 3-4 months maybe. But by the time freshman year started, we were able to like go to like our little classes things again. I was still like not feeling great at that point. I was just kind of like, what's happening? Why is like the world ending? Just hearing everything on the news and like all of that stuff. It was just like so much. It was just like everyone's like, the world's ending. And so I think that really hit me. And so I was just not feeling good. So I went to my freshman year of high school. And from that point onward, things gradually started getting better. I had met some really good people that just kind of like helped pull me back up. Like same with my family. My family helped. And so that kind of like was the point for me where I was like, from that point onward, I was okay. I wasn't like feeling that depressed, down, unmotivated feeling. To touch like briefly on the anxiety thing, I've like always struggled with anxiety. I had panic attacks when I was in middle school, so like this was before like any of the depressive symptoms or anything like that. I've always been an anxious person, like with schoolwork or like just in general. Like I said, social anxiety. I have social anxiety. It kind of took another hit when I was, I think, like maybe 15, because there was a ton of stuff going on when I was 15 that we just don't need to get into. It's too much information. But I think when you're an anxious person, you're kind of an anxious person for the rest of your life. Like, it's just how your brain is wired, but there are ways to like cope with that. Like, if you don't have coping mechanisms, it's gonna suck. If you do have coping mechanisms, it'll suck a little bit less. So I learned those. I started going to therapy when I was 15. So like 3 years, 3 or 4 years ago. Wow. And I go to the same therapist. I still go to therapy. So the anxiety was manageable. For a good point there, I was good, you know? I was chill. To fill in the whole gap between freshman year and halfway through senior year. Halfway through senior year, I just kind of just dropped. I just hit this low. It felt like for no apparent reason. Like I had no reason to be feeling like so down and depressed. My guess is that, you know, like after you graduate, sometimes you don't really know what you're gonna do. I wasn't planning on going to college, so maybe I was feeling like this whole like turmoil. I'm like, what am I gonna do? My life has no meaning if I don't go to school. And so that kind of just like stuck. I think it was maybe a couple weeks in, because I hadn't felt anything like this for like 3 or 4 years. So I was like, this isn't normal. And I did not tell anybody about it for a while, or I didn't tell my family. I think the first person I told was one of my really good friends, the one I actually sang that cover for, Understand by Kashi, whom I love dearly. And I kind of remember telling him, I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I just feel like really not good. I feel like down. I was hesitant to tell my family about it because I'm the kind of person I don't want people who care about me to like worry constantly, and I think I was really like worried that my family was gonna be like, oh no. I didn't want that to happen. And so he, like my friend had told me, he was like, maybe like just like drop hints or something to like your family to see if maybe they get it. And I actually did. I think I did drop hints and they got it pretty fast. I do remember I did eventually actually tell them, and it was not nearly as dramatic as I thought it was gonna be. My family has always been so supportive. I have 2 sisters, an older sister, younger sister, so I'm the middle child. And then my 2 parents, they've always been great. They've always been so kind and supportive, and they're just like, I'm so grateful for that, because I know that not everybody has that, which is really sad. It makes me really sad to think about, but I was very blessed with my family and the friends that I do have, my 3 wonderful friends. I love all of you. So I graduated, right? But the whole thing, it just like kept going. It didn't necessarily get worse, but it was not getting better. It was just this constant low feeling of like motivation. You don't want to do anything. I'm like, I don't want to get a job. I don't really want to do anything really. And so it was just kind of like that for a really long time. I was still going to therapy, but I went and I talked to my therapist because it was just getting like to the point. This was lasting longer than it did when I was 13, like way longer at this point. And so I was kind of like, let's talk about like medication. I know everybody has their own feelings on taking like psychiatric medication. Totally fine. This was my own personal opinion and like my family. And so I think November, I had gone to see a psychiatrist and we started talking about the whole medication thing. And so from November to now, I am currently on different medications. We've been trying different things, just taking it very slow because you need to be careful when you're doing stuff like that. I have noticed that I've been feeling better, just like generally, which is great. I'm very thankful for that. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at currently. It's like some days I'm like, I don't feel great, and the other days I'm like, you know what, I'm okay. And so to anybody who's like going through like the same thing, whether it's anxiety, depression, anything like that, just reminder, you're not alone. I don't know exactly what you're going through, but I can sympathize with that. I can resonate a little bit, I'm sure. So just remember, it's gonna be okay. You will get better. You just have to keep going. And so that's how it's been going so far, you know? Yeah. This is my second cup of coffee today. So like with everything that has been going on in the background, I know I've said multiple times and like apologized that like my covers have been very spaced out. Like I don't have a posting schedule. To be like completely transparent, the reason for that a lot of the time is that I'll have them recorded because I love singing. It's something that makes me happy and so I love doing that. But like sitting down, editing the audio, editing the video, and then posting it, it's like a lot to think about for me. And so I'm just like kind of slowly trying to get back into the groove of doing that as I like slowly, you know, continue to get better. So a little brief explanation there. But now we can get into like the little facts about me part. So like the entire reason I'm making music is because that's what I want to do in the future. I think I said that at the beginning of the video. I love writing songs. I've been writing songs since I was like 7 years old. I started taking it like seriously, like songwriting and making music a few years ago. I just think it like means so much. I know like when I listen to music and like somebody talks about something, I'm like, I didn't know anybody else felt that. I thought I was the only person in the world. So I want to like kind of give back in a sense, and it's also just something I love. I've listened to music my entire life. So that's why I have this channel, just because I want to. So thank you to everybody who's watched all of my videos or any of them. I love you. I'm glad that people like them, and some people don't, but that's fine. So now that all that's covered, I wanted to like just end the video on a little lighter note, just to like give some facts about myself, just random life facts, just fun stuff. So first fact, I am 3/4 Korean. The other 1/4 is just a bunch of white. I am American. I was born in Texas, so I'm American. My dad is half Korean, my mom is full Korean. Fun little fact right there. 2, I have lived in Texas my entire life in the same city. 2, I moved once, but like to a different part of the same city. It's home for me. It'll always be home. I do love it here. 3, I love anime. Probably a little too much, but this is something that me and my sisters have in common. Yes, I'm calling them out. We're all nerds. I think my entire family is full of nerds, but like nerds are cool. I'm not ashamed to say I'm a nerd. 4, I already said this, but I was homeschooled my entire life. I took some classes at like community college and stuff when I was in high school, just for dual credit and whatever. But yeah, literally homeschooled my entire life. I liked it. I liked it way better than I would have liked like a public school. And then 5, last one, my all-time favorite solo artist is Noah Khan. I've loved his music for a long time now. I know before Stick Season came out. Yeah, my favorite song by him is Maine. It's the first one I heard. I went to Maine, Cape Elizabeth, Maine, because of that song actually. So that kind of proves how much I love it. But yeah, if you guys haven't listened to it, you definitely should. I think most people know who Noah Khan is now. Like I would ask my friends before Stick Season and they didn't know, but like now I think everyone does, which is good. He deserves the attention. And just as a little bonus, my favorite band is Panic at the Disco. I love Brendan Urie's voice so much. It's on one of my top favorite vocalists, Brendan Urie, who's the lead singer of Panic at the Disco, to everybody who doesn't know. Like that band has always kind of been present in my life, even in my childhood. Like one of my earliest memories is my favorite song being When the Day Met the Night, which is from, I think their album, I think it was Pretty Odd, but that's one of my favorite songs still. It's such a good song. So to like wrap everything up, just thank you guys for watching and listening to all of my crazy facts and stuff and random things. I just kind of wanted to do a little more of a personal video, just to like, you know, help people get to know me better. I hope that you guys liked it. But yeah, I am glad to be here. Thank you all so much for watching. Hopefully I'll have another cover coming out soon, or an original song. I'm getting close. Yeah, I love all of you. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.